Hi, this is Dr. Knapp with the Math for Adults Foundation, and today we will be thinking in patterns. Let's start out by thinking about why do we even need a pattern? Well, patterns help us figure out things with math that otherwise might be really difficult to figure out. So let's start by thinking about where do you have patterns in your everyday life? Do you ever do chores? Maybe you do chores for 25 cents per chore. Well, one chore would be 25 cents, two would be 50 cents, three would be 25 cents. Well, what if you made $2? How many chores would that be? If you said 8, you were right. Let's go on and look at some other patterns. If you're following along with the handouts at the Math for Adults Foundation, this is BLM Blackline Master number 1. So let's look at this pattern. There's one that says carpenter hammer, teacher books, author computer. Looks like it's comparing an occupation with the tools that are used. Pause the video and see if you can fill out some of the patterns on this sheet. Okay, did you figure out any of the patterns? Maybe you put doctor with stethoscope or secretary with telephone. Or here's one, penny 1, nickel 5. Do you have dime 10? Or with 25, did you put quarter? And then we have some number patterns at the bottom. Let's try to examine those. Okay, in the first pattern, we have 3 goes to 5, 8 goes to 10, 0 goes to 2. Looks like it's going up 2 every time. So 10 plus 2 would be 12. Well, what plus 2 is 6? 4. Let's say you didn't know the number you're starting with and you're calling it x. Well, that would just go to x plus 2. Let's look at the other pattern. 5 goes to 10, 3 goes to 6, 10 goes to 20. Looks like it's doubling. 100 times 2 would be 200. And what doubled gives you 50? Well, you could think of quarters. 2 quarters makes 50 cents. So 25 times 2 is 50. And if you didn't know what you're starting with and you called it x, to double x, you would call it 2x. Okay, now let's go to Blackline Master number 2, BLM number 2, and this time we get to build a pattern, or you can draw it if you don't have any cubes. I hope you have some cubes though, because this one's pretty fun to build. Let's start out with our first pile. There's pile number 1. How many cubes are in it? I hope you said 4, and here it is, right there in the table. Pile number 1 has 4 cubes. But then we can put another row of cubes on. Pile number 2 has how many? Yes, 7 cubes. And here it is in the table. Pile 2 has 7 cubes. Pile 3 has 10 cubes. Stop the video and either build or draw pile number 4, pile number 5, and then skip to pile number 10. Okay, for pile 4, you should have had 13 cubes. Pile 5 should have been 16. And then all the way down to pile 10 is 31 cubes. Now there's another way we could figure this whole pattern out. Did you notice it? Each new pile number gives us 3 new cubes. 4 plus 3 is 7. 10 plus 3 is 13. And so on. Then we get down here, 10 cubes has 10, pile 10 has 31 cubes. We can figure it out by taking pile 10 times 3, because we have 3 cubes in each row, plus the 1 pile, or the 1 cube on top. So 3x plus 1